Well, hello everyone. Hi everyone, and welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm Noosh Barat, and I lead Formaloo's Enterprise AI Education Program. And I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Two quick things before we dig in. This is a session for showing you how you can build secure AI intake and onboarding systems and workflows. And we will leave the last few minutes for your questions. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below, and I'd love to answer your questions. You don't have to wait until the end. And yes, we're recording. You will get the recording and a resource afterwards. And you don't need to capture every screen. So focus on your use case. I will show you a use case about healthcare. Healthcare is one of the most compliant industries, and it needs extra security, HIPAA compliance, and everything that comes with it. So my example is for healthcare, but you can apply whatever I show you for every intake and onboarding workflow you have. And feel free to apply it to your use cases and everything you have in your system. Uh, so here's why we're all here, and most teams handling sensitive intake are under pressure to add AI. And the obvious move is to take the whole case, paste it into a model, and ask for a summary, right? But it feels productive, and it's also the exact moment sensitive data leaves your control. So you don't need to send all the data to AI, and you should be very, very careful about what kind of data you're sending to your AI model. If you run healthcare operations or you own onboarding for employees, vendors, contractors, or patients, you already know the pattern. A referral or request comes in, someone copies it into a spreadsheet or just makes the integration work so data goes to a spreadsheet, and documents scatter across email and shared drives. The applicant repeats their information, nobody can see the status, and somewhere in there, the full case gets dropped into an AI tool because it saves a few minutes. The result is that sensitive information spreads across tools. So, and no one has yet decided what the model, the reviewer, or the system actually needs to see. That's a real problem, and it isn't that AI is too weak or whatever. It's that we bring AI in before we've drawn a boundary. And here's what I want you to leave with today. In this session, we will turn fragmented intake into a controlled operational system. You will walk away with exact steps to build your own AI intake and onboarding system. And you can apply the example I show you to any workflow you already have in your organization. So without further ado, I want to share my screen and show you how things go. Let me share my screen. Here we go. All right, so here we have our Formaloo dashboard. You can just sign in and see your dashboard. It could be kind of different in terms of like what projects you have, what you have pinned on your workspace, and your folders. Um, and of course, you can switch between workspaces from here. Um, I want to start our workflow by creating an intake form and show you how you can build it yourself. First thing, you can click the new button and build your project if it's a form, survey, member form, dashboard, CRM, portal, whatever you have. You can select it here, or you can select this magic create button. So the Magic Create helps you build your form, and this is AI driven. You can just paste your prompt here or upload a document if it's a PDF, an image of the form you have in mind, and the AI model will try its best to build a form that you described right here. So we will create our intake project and form right here. I have my prompt prepared. It explains create a patient referral intake, and these are the fields. You can mention make these fields required or not required if you want, if something should be admin only. Whatever properties for the fields you want, you can mention it inside the prompt. And this is our final success message. Okay, let's hit create. It takes a few minutes to create our form. And while it is creating our form, I want to show you the process for creating your own form manually if you want. If you don't want to use AI, of course, you can click the new button here and select the form, name it, and say which folder you want the form to be in, and it will create the form for you. You can, of course, rename the title later, and it will set up the project. And here we have the form, the table of responses, and our charts and insights. Back to our AI built form. This is our patient referral intake form. It has all the fields. It has full name, date of birth, phone number, email, home address. Let's say I want to add a page after this field. So the rest of the information that's not relevant to basic information is separated. So I will add a new page right after the home address. And you can switch between pages right from here or from the left side where all of your fields lie. And let's say I want to add another page after location. So I have the insurance details on a third page. And here we go. You can click save to save changes. And this is our published form URL. You can click view to preview it. Here we go. And of course, you can customize the UI and the look of your form. Let's close this one and get to our design tab. Here you have a set of themes available on your workspace. These are the themes you have already used on your forms available on your workspace, and you can reuse them on this form too, or you can create a new theme or select a theme from the gallery and customize that. Let's select this one and edit it. When you edit a theme, if it's a system theme, it creates a copy. You can rename this. Let's say it's a CME Co theme. And save changes. Let's say I want it to look like this. And you can set a cover image. You can also use Unsplash to search for the relevant images. Let's use this one. And another good news, let's save changes to our theme as well and publish our form. The good news is each page on your form can have its dedicated cover image. Let's say on the second page, I want a different cover image, and let's select it from or hospital. Healthcare is good. Let's say I want the second page to have this cover image and the third page to have this cover image. Perfect. So when you save changes and preview the form again, let me refresh the form. This is our first page. On the second page, you see a different cover. And on the third page, you see a very different one. Great. So this is our form. You can customize the look of your form as I showed you on the design tab, edit the theme, and make all of the changes. And this theme will be reusable on all of your forms. It includes all of the logo, cover images, background image, whatever you set up inside the theme will be saved and can be reused anywhere you want. Okay, this is our form, and of course, you can set up notification emails to receive emails, forward it to your team, or send emails. I won't set these up because I want to show you how you can set conditional emails. For example, if something happens, I want to send an email to this person. If something else happens, I want to send another email to a different person. So you can do that too. You can do it with advanced logic. I will show you in the next steps. But before that, let's add an AI analysis field that helps us analyze the data submitted on this form and gives us a summary of different things we might need for our workflows and processes. If you click Add Field and select AI Analysis and add it to your form, you see this box that asks you to write a prompt, and it shows it is analyzed by AI as the form gets submitted. So when the user submits this form, you can answer pipe the values on the form, send it to their prompt to the AI model, and AI will analyze it and give you a summary or give you all the information you might need for the next steps. And it helps your team take the workflow faster. Instead of reviewing every field one by one, AI analyzes it and gives you a summary so you can take actions faster. But this needs to be controlled, and you need to have an allow list that shows you which fields you can send to AI and which fields you should not send to AI. You should be very careful about this because you need to be careful about HIPAA compliance, PHI, and everything, and you should have the allow list very restricted. I will tell you about HIPAA compliance by the end of this webinar, but for now, for the sake of the example, I will show you how this AI analysis field works. So we added this, and by default, this field is admin only because we don't want the user see the results, and it is analyzed and processed after the submission. If you want to show something to the user, you can do it at the ending page. You can add an AI analysis here and write your prompt here. It will show up when the user submits the form. Okay, I will delete this and get back to my AI analysis field. And here we can set a title for it. So for example, let's say it is intake readiness summary. And so we can identify this field in the table of responses or anywhere else. And we can set an ID for it so we can pipe its value inside emails or anywhere we need, like, for example, PDF templates that we generate automatically. So it's piped into the PDF, it's piped into the email, and we can reuse the information. And this is my prompt. So it says, based on the service type, case type, location, referral source, referral reason, and preferred window, summarize this administrative intake, state what is present, what is missing for appointment readiness, and suggest the next administrative task. Don't make any clinical judgments. So this is the prompt we have. Again, you should be very careful about PHI and what kind of fields you're sending to AI. I will talk about it by the end of the webinar. But here we are enforcing the boundary with the fields allow list, and we let the prompt speak only to the allow listed fields. And I will add another AI analysis field. You can add as many as you need on your form. All of them will be processed when the form is submitted. And for this one, I want to check the missing items and see what's missing. And I wanted to give me a list of missing items. So here I set the ID so I can pipe this value. And yeah, so you can write your prompt here and go further. I won't add it at this point, but I would just wanted to show you how it works, and you can add as many AI analysis fields as you need. Okay, so let's save this one and go on. So I just want to show you that the results of the AI analysis fields export to Excel, Google Sheets, and is included in webhooks and can be piped into internal emails or PDFs. And all you have to do is write @ and put the ID of the field in your template. Great, so here we go with our form. Now let's go to logic. We want to add deterministic rules for consent, hard stop, and routing. So here we have our consent. It says consent to process my information. This is a yes/no question. If you don't want it, you can add another field. For example, let's say I want to say, yes, I consent. So add a single choice instead of the yes/no question. So I will paste the exact same question. And here I say, yes, I consent, and no. Or you can customize it however you want. The yes/no question is just yes/no. And I will copy the ID so I can pipe its value and delete it, because you can't have two same IDs on the form. IDs should be unique on each form. And here we go. So again, because I didn't save the ID, it doesn't know it's deleted. I will just write one and then delete it. So now it's okay. Okay, so it says this ID is unique now, so it's saved. And we have our consent here. You can make it required if it's a required field, because we want to make sure that the user answers this question, if they give us consent or not, and we can take actions based on that response. Okay, for the deterministic rules, I want to note that rules enforce policy. So we should set these so a missing consent case stops and reaches a named coordinator. So if they don't give us consent, we want someone in our team to review the process. We will not send the results to AI, or we will not process anything. We just wait for a person to review the whole process and give us the actions. Okay, first I want to add 2 internal fields to the intake form. And these 2 internal fields can be any type of field, but one of them is the status field. The other one is the assignee field. So it's assigned to someone. For the status field, let's add a drop-down. You can also choose a single choice field. And we can name it status or decision status, or whatever you think is right for your team, and set the ID of status. And for the options, you can add the options one by one or insert all of them at once. Just separate them by a line and insert. So here we go. These are our options. And by the way, let's delete these option 2, 3 placeholder text and save our changes. here we go. So this is our status field, and I want to make sure that this is admin only. So only admin can change this and see this. The person who's submitting this form cannot see it, cannot edit it, or make any interaction with this field. And by default, I want the status to be received. We will change it with logic, and our team can change the status as well because it will be visible in the table of responses. And status is the single source of truth for where a case stands. So the consent rule writes to it, and the applicant sees it in their portal view, and it gates downstream actions. So we can use logic to gate it and take actions downstream. So this is our status field. I will add another field for assignee, and Formaloo has a dedicated field for this. It's assignee, and you can set an ID for it if you need to pipe its value. And the type is important here because you might say, I just want it to be assigned to teams in my workspace, or I just want it to be assigned to team members, people who are added as my workspace team member. So, or you can do both. So this is also important to note. And here we can save our changes. And yeah, that's it. So assignee is what routes a case to a named human. And so you can route it to the person so they can review it. The consent hard stop assigns the case to the coordinator team, and the clean path assigns it to the right reviewer by location or case type. And I will show you how exactly you can do that. Okay, so this is our form already, and I want to make sure to show you that the assignee field is also by admin only by default. If you want to show it on the form, which in most cases you don't want, you can disable this option, but it's admin only by default, so users cannot see it, and only team members who have access to our Formaloo workspace and our Formaloo dashboard here can view it or change it. Now I want to enable the tracking ID on the form so we can track the responses. There are two options for tracking ID. One of them is the tracking code. It's a unique code generated on the form and routes you to the right response row. We also have an incremental tracking code. It starts with 1 and increases with every submission. I will enable both of them so we can reuse them later. And for example, when we send an email to our team to review this case, we don't want to send every information in email because we want to keep HIPAA compliance. So we just send the tracking code, and that person can find the tracking code in the table of responses, search for it, find it, and take action on that response. This is the minimum scattered data you can have, just a tracking code to find the table of responses. And I want to show you how you can create teams on your workspace. So here on the assignee field, I showed you team members and teams, but how can we create those? For this, you can click your profile icon on the top right and go to workspace members. Here we have all of the team members in our workspace and all the teams created. You can click this manage teams and see all the teams created on your workspace. You can add more teams if you need. So for example, I want to have a coordinator team and also let's say I have multiple branches, downtown clinic, Riverside clinic, whatever. So each of them has their own team, and I want to create a team for these. And here you can assign the team to the person. So for example, I have created this downtown clinic, and I can assign it to this person. So this person is now part of the downtown clinic. And let me create another team just to show you in the next steps. We have Riverside Clinic as well. So now these are our teams in the workspace. You can invite your team members right here, and you can also send an invite link to them if you need to. All right, back to our workspace. So here we have our forum, back to our form. Here we have our form, and you can click this advanced logic to add logic and create your whole workflow for this form. You can also check out the logic map, which shows you a visual workflow that shows you, okay, how is this form working? And on the top, you see what happens on the submission of this form. Here, you can build a workflow that sends the emails after the form submission or after the response is being updated. This response is being updated. So you can take actions on each of these steps, both on the form response, on the fields response, and after submission and after row updates. Okay, let's talk about unsubmit. So this triggers when the form is submitted. When the user goes to the form and submits it, I want to check out the response and route it to the right person. So I will set a rule that says if status, or not status, if the consent given is yes, I consent, or you can also say is not. So if the consent is not yes, which means if the consent is no, it means if the user hasn't given us consent, I want to set the status, assign status to on hold, missing consent. So this is the case where the user hasn't given us consent. So I want to set a status to on hold, and it should be on hold. It's missing consent, and someone should review it. At the same time, I want to add another rule for the same condition. If it's not yes, I want to change the assignee of the response. So I want to assign this row to the coordinator team. So the coordinator team can check it out and see what's wrong and how they can help the person. So that a coordinator will take action here, and they can see it in their inbox and answer to that. Good news is that we are adding a duplicate icon here, so you can duplicate the rule and change the actions you want to do here. But think of it as branches of a workflow, and we want to have dedicated rules as we go on. Okay, at the same time, if the consent is not yes for the same conditions, I want to send an email. Now here, you can create an email template or reuse an existing email template. I don't have an email template for this case, so I will create a new one. You can delete everything here, add your needed items. You can add an image on top, for example. Let's say I have this email header and I want it to be full screen. So the width takes the whole space. And I want to have this email. So it says here, hi coordinator team, new referral came in without consent, so please take care of it. And it's answer piping all of the information. Again, you should be careful what kind of information you're sending, and you should verify this. So for the sake of this example, we're piping the values and we are piping the readiness summary. I didn't create this field, so I will delete this. And we have the readiness summary, and this is created this is a summary created by AI. AI analyzed the information we gave it, and it generated this summary. Okay, and now we want a template name. Let's say I really suggest adding a code for your templates. So for example, here I have internal coordinators. So internal shows this is an internal email. It's not sent to customers. And coordinator is the recipient of this email. It's coordinator team. And it says referral on hold, missing consent. Again, for the email subject, you can use answer piping to show what this email is about. Here I have action needed, referral on hold, missing consent, and this is the case. I will add the reply to email as my own email, but you can enter any information, any email address that you have internally. So whenever, if a coordinator team replies to the email, you can respond back, and you will receive it and respond back. Okay, cool. So let's save the template. It will be added to our logic. And here I have, if consent is not yes, I want to send this email, and I don't want to send it to the user, right? Here I should enter my email address, like the person, the coordinator team's email address. So here I have this, and you can enter your coordinator's team as well. And this is our logic. Perfect. Okay, so this is on submit. I want to show you how this happens on advanced logic as well. But before that, I want to tell you about this checkbox. When you enable this checkbox, all of the rules you set on your form also triggers when the response is being updated. So if you set a rule on the field and mark this checkbox, those rules apply when you create a row or when you update a row. So when this is what this checkbox does. Now let's see our logic in advanced logic. I want to show you the sequence is exactly the same. Okay, this triggers when the response is being submitted. If it's not yes, we set the status to on hold, and also assign it to coordinator team, and also send an email using this template we just created to my address. Awesome. So this is it. Now I want to set another on submit logic for clean path routing. So let's say the consent is given. What do we want to do? So I will set another rule that says if consent is yes, I want to set the status to in review. So assign status to in review. So it shows that this row, this response is being reviewed. And also I want to check the location of the person, the location they have selected on the form. Let me show you a preview of the form to show you what I mean. So on the form, on the second page, we have a location. We're asking the person, which location do you want to attend? So it's downtown clinic, Riverside clinic, North campus. So based on the location selected on the form, we want to assign the response to the right team on that location, in that location. So we say if location is downtown, and consent is given, of course, we should check the consent as well, because if they haven't given us consent, we don't want to process it. So, and consent is yes. We want to assign it to downtown team. Assign assignee to downtown clinic. So this is where the downtown clinic can take action. And let's also send an email to the downtown if you want. You can or you cannot. You can if you want. But I want to show you how you can do the same thing for Riverside. Again, we have the same rules. If they selected Riverside and given us consent is yes, I want to assign it to Riverside. And here we go. Perfect. Again, if you want to add more rules, you can add as many rules as you need to route the consents to the right team, right person. You can even assign it to a person. As you see here, these are my team members in the workspace, and I can assign it to them if needed. And yeah, you can assign it based on the case type as well. As you see on the form, we have a field for case type. Like if it's a new referral, I want a specific team to analyze it. For example, the team who handles new referrals should handle this case. If they select follow-up, they're a follow-up client or a transfer client, the relevant teams would handle the case. So you can assign the response based on the answers given on the form and assign this to the right person, route it to the right person or the right team so they can take actions and move it forward. Okay. Now approval action logic. So let's say the form is submitted and now someone is reviewing. It's assigned to a team. Someone from that team starts reviewing the response and changes the status to approved, approves the request. So now we want to fire downstream actions. For example, you can trigger a webhook. You can send a confirmation email. This way, nothing downstream fires until a person approves the case. So you wait for some person to approve the case and then take action. Okay, so let's say on update of the response, I want to add a rule to say if the status is changed to approved, I chose is changed to because you can say is approved, but whenever I update the row and change something else, for example, I approve it and it sends an email. But again, I update the row and change some other field. For example, change the check number, right? I update the check number, but I didn't change the status. So it again triggers this rule because it is approved. But if you select is changed to, it only triggers when I change the value of the status field. This is the difference. So in this case, I want to send an email and I will create a new email template because I don't want to use the existing email templates. And here again, you can add your email header to make it look more beautiful, make it full width, and here you can enter your email. So again, you can make your text, style your text however you wish. For example, make these bold, etc. You can use answer piping to pipe the values and everything you might need. You can also make these big, for example. Okay, so here we have the email and let's create a name for our template. Here I am following our naming convention for the email templates. We show that this is for applicant, it's not internal, and it is for referral approved, and we're showing the next steps inside the email. For the email subject, you can also use the row ID, which is the sequential numbers given to each row, like 1, 2, 3. You can also use the tracking code I believe we have it here. No, we don't have it here, but you can see actually this is not order status. You can see all of the available universal variables here. If you type @ you can see all of them right here, like order status, like payment, and how you can pipe the values. And you need a reply to email as well, and save changes. So I want to send an email when the status is changed to approve, and I want to send it to the person who submitted this request. So I will use the email field. If you didn't want to send it to the requester, you can remove this and enter your email address right here. But now I want to send it to the requester to tell them that their application has been approved, and these are the next steps. Okay, so here we have our logic. Let's save the changes. And now we want to turn the project into a secure portal, so our team can access whatever they have. You can build a portal for your team or for your patients. In this case, I want to show you for your customers or clients. In this case, I want to show you how you can build it for your team. This is what we haven't shown you many times during the webinars, but if you want to see how you can do it for clients, you can see our previous webinars. It's at formaloo.com/webinars. Okay, so here I have my project. It has the form, the table of responses, and my charts and insights. And yep. So now I want to turn it into a secure portal. Let's edit the project and add a new page. I want to have a welcome page or a home page just to welcome my team and show them how they can use the system. You can just type / to add your data blocks or style your text. Let's say I want to have a welcome here and like some text here. You can add images. You can even go to page options, enable the cover, and set your cover. Let's say I have the same header I want to use here. And you can select the page font. You can change the font if you need to. You can use Google Fonts or the system fonts. And you can change the width of the form as well, the page as well. Okay, so this is my page. I want it to be available. Let's go to page access. I want to enable everyone, all team members, to see this page. Save changes, and here we go. Okay, and let's say I want to create a separate page for each team. You remember we have a downtown clinic, a riverside clinic team. So we want to create a page for each team so they can see their own pages. So here I will add a table of responses and connect it to my patient referral intake form that we just created. You can make the page wider so the table is more visible, and here you can just enter the information. But before that, let me submit the form and show you work with some data here, because right now it shows no responses found, so we don't have any responses, and that's not the best situation. So I want to show you how the responses go. So let's say this is the person. Let's select some date and some number. And I will enter my own email address so I can show you the emails I received. I will enter some dummy email, physical address. Okay, so these are, let's say I'm a new referral. I want to go to downtown clinic and some information like some test data here. And let's say this is my referral source and the reason, mornings, and let's give consent. I will submit it once more, but this time I won't give consent. So I can show you how different they are. Okay, some test address, let's say this one, follow up, Riverside. And again, some information goes here. We haven't made these fields and marked them as required, so the user can skip them. Let's say these are skipped and evenings, and this time we won't give consent. All right, back to our project. I will refresh this table of responses, and here we see both submissions. One of them has already done with the AI analysis. And as you see here, we have the intake readiness summary here, but this one is generating. If I refresh it again, here we go. So this one is generated as well, and we can see the responses, and you can also check it out right here. This is the summary. It says the present information is this, and this is the missing information for appointment readiness. Of course, you can make your prompt more precise so the AI knows what exactly to check and how to write this message. Great. So here we go with our table of responses and how you can edit. Of course, you can edit all of these if you need to. But now I want to show you, go back to the table of responses that we just created, refresh it. And now I want to limit this page so it only shows the downtown clinic responses. As you see here, by clicking on the tag, it filtered. And you see here, the location is equal to downtown clinic. And this is the filter we have now. Okay, this page is filtered now. I will rename it to Downtown Clinic. So you can also change the icon if you want. Okay, and I want to limit the page access as well. I want specific teams to access it. So I just want people in Downtown Clinic to be able to view this page. And I will create another page for Riverside. And here I will add another table of responses connected to my patient referral intake and make it wider so everyone sees, and more fields and more columns. Limit the table to Riverside Clinic and limit the page access. You can access this from here or by clicking the three dots here and going to access specific teams, and I want my Riverside Clinic to be able to access this. Again, you can change the icon as well. And here we go. So this is our app, and this is how it looks like. I can refresh the page so I can show you how this looks like. Right now, I'm the workspace admin. If I go back to, I printed this in a new page. If I go back to my workspace members, as you see here, I'm the admin of the workspace, so I can see everything. But people who are members won't see everything, and they will be limited. Okay. So you can also manage access to these pages. For example, not everyone should be able to see the charts, like some specific people. For example, I create a admin team, so only admins can see charts, or only admin can see this table of responses, which is not filtered. So you can also limit those as well. And another thing I want to show you is how you can limit the assignees. So let's say I have this table of responses and this page is available to everyone, and I want to manage the access to this table. I will go to the table options and then select this manage access. And here you can say, okay, I want the assignee field to be filtered. So only the assigned person can see this. As you see here, now I can't see anything because neither of the responses were assigned to me. So I won't see it. But you can, like as an admin, you can just disable it so you can see things. But this filter is for when you just want a person to see it or a team to see it. So this way you can limit access to your responses and only assigned people can see this. Whenever something is assigned to, let me disable this, or I can create another page which is not filtered. And here I have my table of responses. This one is not filtered, so I can see it. I can see all of the responses, and I want to show you the assignee field that was automatically assigned. So as you see here, the first submission we had was downtown clinic because the person selected downtown clinic, and now it's assigned to the downtown clinic team. And this one is assigned to the coordinator because the person did not give us consent. So it automatically assigned to the coordinator team. And this is how you can route responses and assign it to the right team. I'm not part of either of these teams. If I show, oh, you are not seeing this page. Okay, right. So yeah, so I added this table, and this table doesn't have the managed access. I showed you how you can manage access. You go to the table responses. Like here, I limited access to this table. I clicked options, went to manage access, and filtered the table based on assignee. So when you do this, this automatically filters the table. If I remove this, I can see the responses again. But if I select the filter by assignee, because I'm not part of either of those teams, I cannot see any responses. But again, I created a new page and added the table of responses, and here I can see all of the responses. I can again filter this based on the assignee field. And as you see here, again, I can't see anything because if I remove this filter, because this assignee field that was automatically assigned and set up, I'm not part of either of these teams. The first response was downtown, like the location was downtown, and they gave us consent, so it's assigned to downtown clinic. And the second response did not give us consent, and it's automatically assigned to the coordinator team. And this is how the assignee is set using logic. And because I'm not part of these teams, I can't see them. If I go back to the workspace members page, I can add myself to one of these teams, for example, the downtown clinic. It takes some time to save. Okay, it didn't save me. Let's say I'm part of coordinator, downtown. Great. Okay, so I'm part of the downtown and coordinator team, and let's remove coordinator because I have two responses and I want to show you both of them. Okay, so I'm part of the downtown team, and if I refresh this page, this table, and go to options and limit access based on assignee, Here I can see one of the responses, which is assigned to the downtown clinic. Because I'm part of the downtown clinic, I can see it. But because I'm not part of the coordinator team, as you see here, I'm not part of the coordinator team, I cannot see that response. Okay, so also I have an inbox for activities, and I can see all of the responses assigned to me or to my team. As you see here, this is assigned to my team HR, but this one is assigned to me, and these are assigned to the teams I'm a part of. So this is where I can see all responses assigned to me from different forms. As you see here, these are assigned by different forms, and you can click them to preview them. You can click the response and update the status. So I will update the status and review the response and update it to approved and save changes. So now Formaloo, based on the logic we set up, Formaloo will send us an email that says your application has been approved, and you can take it forward, and the next actions will take place. So I want to show you the logic again to review what happened. On the form submission, we had this logic rule that said if the consent is not given, and if the consent is not given, we want to set the status to on hold, so a coordinator, if a person from the coordinator team can review it. And also we send an email to the coordinator team to review it. If the consent is given, we assign, change the status to a review, and based on the location, we will assign it to the right team. So if downtown clinic is selected, we assign it to the downtown clinic team, and if Riverside clinic was selected, we assign it to the Riverside clinic. And I want to show you the emails we just sent. So this is the email I received for case number 2, which is the second submission. And it says a new referral came in. This is to coordinator team, and where we didn't give consent. So it pipes the values and also shows the readiness summary that was generated by AI. And this is my text. You can change the titles and everything in the email as you wish. And it says these are the missing information. You can style all of these and send it to people. So I want to show you the email templates again. You can find all of your email templates right here. If you click your profile icon, go to apps and integrations. Here you have custom email templates, and you can see all of your email templates. We have one for internal coordinator, and this is the email I just showed you in my inbox. And this one is for the next one. And this one is the applicant. So here is the email for the applicant. And as you can see, this says your referral is approved, and this is the information. Great. So I showed you a gist of everything you can build using Formaloo for this example, and for the intake and onboarding for referral. And I want to give you a few notes on how you can make it even more secure. So there's a really cool feature that we have, which is for data anonymization, and it helps you anonymize your data automatically. So if you get to your form settings and get down to privacy and compliance, this needs to be enabled on your workspace. But if it's enabled, you can enable this option. It gives you choices on which fields you want to anonymize first. I can show an example on this form I have on a different workspace because it was enabled on this workspace. So going down, here you see the privacy and compliance is enabled. The automatic data anonymization is enabled. And here you can say anonymize after how many days. So if you said 1 day, after 1 day, these fields that you select will be anonymized and you won't see anything again. All data will be anonymized. And this day happens after that response was submitted. So 1 day after the response was submitted, it will be anonymized automatically. You can select more fields if you need. Here I selected the full name, date of birth, phone number, and email. They will be anonymized, and this action can't be undone. I will show you an example. The time hasn't gone yet, so I think these are not anonymized yet, but instead of seeing data here as the phone number or email, you will see anonymized, and you can't change it, you can see it, and it's completely anonymized. Actually, you can change it, but if you need to. But the data that the user submitted will be completely gone. And if you need this feature, feel free to contact us, and we will enable it on your workspace so you can anonymize your data automatically after a few days. Okay. A few notes on HIPAA compliance, because I showed you this. I showed this workflow about healthcare. I want to give you some notes before we wrap. The question I always get is this HIPAA compliant? And here's the straight answer. Formaloo supports HIPAA eligible deployments, and a business associate agreement is available. But HIPAA compliance is never something a single form or feature gives you on its own. It's a shared responsibility. It depends on a signed BAA, the right deployment and region, and how you configure access and retention and your own safeguards. What I showed you today is built to support that. The data boundary keeps sensitive fields out of the AI model. Access is least privileged and role-based, so every case is logged, and personal data anonymizes on a retention schedule. So you automatically anonymize your data with the data anonymization, and that I just showed you. So you anonymize your fields that you selected, so the PHI is secure. Those are the right foundations. Now, the AI analysis step is the sharp edge. So I want to be transparent about it. The moment you send data to an AI model, that provider becomes a subprocessor. And our allow list keeps names, identifiers, clinical narrative, and uploaded files out of the prompt completely, so AI cannot access those fields whatsoever. This helps a lot, but administrative fields tied to an identifiable patient can still be PHI. So you either confirm the model provider's data handling, its retention, its training policy, and its region, and that is covered appropriately, or you make sure genuinely no PHI reaches it in the first place. Our automatic anonymization is essentially a tool for stripping those identifiers after the retention period, so the leftover data is no longer PHR. So if you need data anonymization on your workspace, make sure to reach out to us, because it helps you a lot to anonymize your data and make sure the leftover data is no longer PHI. So Formaloo is HIPAA ready with a BAA, and whether your specific workflow is compliant is a conversation about your deployment. That's exactly the conversation we'd love to have, and bring us one sensitive workflow and we'll map it with you. Let's bring this together. We started with one idea. Sensitive intake becomes risky long before AI results and gives you results and returns an answer. The fix isn't a big model, it's a boundary. You need to set the boundaries, set your allow lists, and make sure AI gets access to the data it needs to, and every other data is out of reach of AI. So you don't, your AI model doesn't process that. And I'm reading your comments. We have, can we send Formaloo forms directly to clients for them to fill out instead of manually copying and sharing the link each time? Yes, of course. So, you mean send it to the customers. What you can do is you can create a campaign to send out to your customers and send the email. But I can show you very quickly. So let's say, I'm not saying. So here in the apps and integrations, you can send an email, create a new email campaign, and send out your form right here. And a cool thing here is that you don't even need to send a form to your audience. You can set an agent, an AI agent, to follow up on the forum's questions. I have shown this to you briefly in the previous webinar, but I will dedicate more webinars about this to show you how you can set up an agent that follows up on the forum questions. So you don't even need to send the form to your audience, because people usually don't like to fill out forms. They prefer to conversate. They prefer to talk. So you send them an email, and the email says, okay, it asks one question, and the person replies, and the agent takes over and asks the field questions one by one without sending any form. So this is the coolest thing. If you don't want that, of course, you can create the email campaign and include the form here, send it to your audience, and you can set up the recipients here, import them, or use one of the user directories you already have, and connect it here, send out the campaign, and that will be it. We also have, can Formaloo automatically organize each client's form submissions into a single folder? Folders are for projects. We create folders to organize our projects, but if you mean folders inside the projects, yes. So you can edit your project right here and create the groups. So these all act like folders, and you can say clinic locations and move all of the pages that need to go here, or create a new page here if you need to, and move all of the pages down here. So this is how you can create folders and give access, strict access to each page, and make sure each person or team has access to the right page. And this is both for internal team and external. So if you need it to be internal, make sure to use the workspace team members access. If you need it to be external, you make sure to give it to external users access. And if it's external, you need to publish your portal as well. So you need to make sure that the portal is published. And when you publish it, it gives you a URL you can share with your external users. Great. So the next question is, please do a webinar on PDF Builder and Custom CRM Builder, of course. I will definitely go for that too. So we have webinars on PDF Builders, Custom CRM Builders, as we use Formaloo for our own CRM as well. So I can show you, I won't show you the data, but I can show you how exactly we use Formaloo as a CRM. And I will also have a webinar about how you can build your own agents that follow up on your form questions and fill out the form for you. So your audience don't have to fill out forms, and instead your agents talk with your audience and fill out the forms. That's also a very cool feature. And good news is we are adding WhatsApp follow-ups as well. So your agents, instead of sending emails, they send WhatsApp messages to your audience and follow up on their form questions. That's also a very cool thing. And yeah, so cool webinars coming up next. And I want to thank all of you for keeping up with us and watching this webinar so far. Today you saw what that looks like in practice and what the whole secure AI workflow can happen. And a secure portal instead of scattered forms and email, a data boundary that decides what AI sees before it sees anything else, and fixed rules that stop a case when a consent is missing and routed to the real person or a real team. So AI doesn't do it or workflows don't do it. A person reviews the application, and one controlled record where every case stays traceable from referral to appointment ready. If you take 3 things with you today, take these. First, map the boundary. Decide which fields are allowed, minimized, or blocked, and make sure you create this allow list before anything else. And also separate the work. AI prepares, rules enforce, people decide. So the decision-making process should be simplified with AI, but it should be done by people. And design the records so every case has status, an owner, a history, so you can track everything downstream. And this is the whole model. And AI prepares the work, rules enforce policy, and people take authority. And I want to ask you to bring us one sensitive intake or onboarding workflow. We'll map the data boundary with you, decide what AI rules and people should each do, and find a safe first implementation. Everyone here gets the secure AI intake blueprint to start from. And all you have to do is book a demo on our website and we will kick things off together. Thanks for staying with us and watching this webinar. Let's build something you can actually trust and work with. Happy formalooing.